Hello and welcome to Mumbai Matters, our show that looks at topics related to Mumbai. I'm Purva Chitnis, special correspondent with ThePrint. Today in this episode, we will be talking about the open spaces related policy that BMC has drafted and why it is becoming controversial. Why are the citizens of Mumbai opposing it? But first, let's look at what is this open space policy of the BMC. Now, according to the ORF, Mumbai is spread over 604 square kilometers of land, and with a population of 1.2 crore as per the 2011 census, that leaves just about 1 square meter accessible open space per person. There are 59 playgrounds, 404 recreational grounds as per the BMC data. The BMC has issued its draft for the new open spaces policy earlier this month. This new policy is a variant of a version of an old controversial adoption and caretaker policy. Under the new policy, BMC plans to give out its public open spaces to private parties who can adopt them and maintain them. The policy stated that the grounds that are currently in good condition and whose maintenance cost would be around 500 rupees per square meter would be given out for an adoption of a period of 11 months. While the grounds that are partially developed and require maintenance with the cost of going up to 2,000 rupees per square meter would be allowed for a 3-year-long adoption, while open spaces that are in really bad condition would be given out for adoption for up to 5 years. Now remember, this is still a draft, and BMC along with Mumbai's Guardian Minister Mangal Prabhat Lodha has invited citizens to have a discussion over it. And as per the meeting which was held on September 15, the citizens activists that held a meeting with Mr. Lodha raised their concerns over this policy. The policy has drawn criticism from citizens as well as activists, with many writing to the administration opposing the same. These citizens and activists are of the opinion that BMC is very well capable of handling and maintaining the open spaces. But the BMC currently is saying that only playgrounds and recreational grounds will be up for adoption. Now, as I said earlier, this policy is not a new one. Earlier, in January 2016, BMC has cleared a proposal to allow private parties to maintain a public park or ground for a maximum period of 30 years. This caretaker policy was very controversial, wherein a caretaker is given a land on a minimum of 33-year lease and allowed to construct on 25% of the total area if the plot is between 5,000 square feet or 15,000 square feet. For larger ground, 33% of the land could be used for building. In return, the caretaker was expected to maintain the remaining part of the ground for the public use and charge Rs 2 to Rs 5 for the use. But at that time, activists criticized the move, alleging that the policy is there only to benefit political bigwigs and real estate lobby. This policy had become contentious because the leases were long and there were cases of politicians grabbing these lands in the name of their charitable, social, private institutes and started monetizing them. So former Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis at that time stayed the policy. But once again now, BMC has come out with this draft policy wherein it is opening up grounds and recreational grounds for adoption by third parties. This time, even politicians have echoed the sentiments of citizens and activists and are questioning corporation for the need of such a policy when BMC, which is the richest civic body with a budget of over 50,000 crore, why is it that it is not able to maintain the open spaces? Congress's Ravi Raja took to his social media page and opposed this policy. Here, he says that when BMC can spend Rs 1,700 crore for beautification of a city, then maintenance of these grounds will be 1/3 the cost. In fact, he even goes ahead and says that the last time when in 2016 the grounds were given on caretaker basis, despite Fadnavis staying the policy, there are still 27 grounds which BMC has not been able to get back from the private players, and gyms and clubs have come up there. Now, I would like to remind you all that BMC currently is being run by an administrator who is state appointed. There is no full house and no standing committee in the corporation. In fact, there are no signs of election to the corporation anytime soon. Hence, BMC taking such a big decision without involving the House and in absence of corporators has received such criticism. The first adoption and caretaker policy left a very bitter taste in the mouth of Mumbaikars, and hence there is resistance to allowing any private entity to take charge of any part of Mumbai's open space. However, in BMC's defense, the civic body at present has sought suggestions and objections from citizens, and the deadline for suggestions is on October 10th. That's all we have for you in this episode of Mumbai Matters. Do let us know what do you think about this open space policy and what all you want to hear from us. This is me, Purva Chitnis, signing off for ThePrint.